Hello and welcome to Euphoria. Today I'm going to take a break from my usual activity of designing and building my own Lego creations and just have a little bit of fun looking at this set, which is the Lego Jurassic World set number 76947, Quetzalcoatlus Plane Ambush. This is nothing to do with my Lego city, as I don't think I'll be having dinosaurs in my Lego city, and I haven't got an airport either, but I just really liked the look of this set, and I'm really curious to find out how they've managed to build this plane with the two engines, the two tailplanes, and the cargo space in the back. And of course the flying dinosaur itself, which looks like it uses some very specialised Lego pieces. It contains 306 pieces, including 3 minifigures, and of course the main contents being the plane and the dinosaur. It's a fairly recent set from August 2022, and has a recommended retail price of about £45, although I managed to get this one on discount from Argos. The main features seem to be the detachable engines and landing gear and the cockpit of the aeroplane. So this looks like a fun build. So I'll open the box and make a start. So there are 3 bags of parts that make up the aeroplane and the minifigs. There's an instruction booklet and a small sticker sheet. And as I suspected, there are 4 very specific and specialised parts that only make the dinosaur. So I'm sure that if you're a kid or you're into dinosaurs, you'd be very excited straight away to open this set, because you start first off with building the dinosaur itself. So you start off by putting the beak on the dinosaur, which has really only 2 positions, open and then it clicks closed in a rather vicious looking way. And then it turns out you need 2 parts from the first bag to attach the wings of the dinosaur to the body. These are in white, and I haven't really seen these parts before either. They have kind of Technic pins with a bush on one side, and then at 90 degrees another Technic pin which will fit into the body of the dinosaur. So they just push into the wings like this, and then the wings push into the body of the dinosaur, where there are in effect Technic holes. Like so. And like so. But these bushes have click points, so the wings can be set at a certain angle and also can be rotated with the body at certain angles like this. This rather cleverly allows the wings to be set straight out at a kind of soaring posture, or clipped into a dihedral shape, maybe for diving. And also you can clip them right down so that the dinosaur can stand in this kind of walking on its wings pose. There's some nice decoration along the wings and around the neck of the dinosaur. And there's the moulded fin and the eye on the head, which actually contains some colour printing as well. So overall, I would say the dinosaur itself is really well done. There are 8 studs here on the top of the dinosaur, which would allow you to build something on its back if you really wanted to. Or I suppose you could put one of the minifigures on and make him kind of fly the dinosaur in Avatar style. The feet of the dinosaur sticking out the back can grip a standard Lego rod or any piece with a bar section to it. There are a couple of anti-studs on the underside of the dinosaur body, and these would allow you to attach a brick or a plate into the underside, or indeed to attach the dinosaur onto something. And this, for example, would let you put the dinosaur on a stand. So I have to say that with the specialised moulding of the parts, the really crisp printing, the flexibility of the wings and their positioning, and the few connection points, I'm really very impressed with this dinosaur. And it is really swooshable. Now we can start on the build of the aeroplane. So the first thing to do is to build this minifigure. He comes with flesh coloured face and hands and light brown hair, and he's wearing this grey kind of sweatshirt type top and blue trousers. There is some printing on the waistband and on the trousers, which represent a belt and some sort of bag. And he has an alternative face, which is either a fairly smiley face with a moustache, or a rather more worried face, of course also with a moustache. The aircraft itself is constructed starting with a base made of these kind of U-shaped inverse slope pieces. And the front of the aeroplane is made using this special base for a boat or aeroplane with a curved front all the way around. That curve matches the curve of this 6-wide semicircular plate. 2 of those are added to the front. The sides of the aeroplane are decorated with these grey stickers. The rest of the sides are built using fairly ordinary bricks, plates and slopes. And then you start on making the wings, which are again fairly ordinary plates with one large wedge plate for the trailing edge, with some other plates and slopes used for detailing on the top surface and the start of the engine housing. The right hand wing, of course, is just a mirror image of the left hand wing. There are no moving parts in these wings, and they just attach on as normal Lego. There's some reinforcement across the top to assist the attachment of the wings. The top is completed with another specialised piece used for the top of aircraft, which is this piece with a kind of double slope at the edge. It fits on just forward of the wings here. The two engines are made the same way, and they use a Technic plate with holes and a brick with a Technic cross hole in the middle, and a plate with a Technic cross hole to provide a mounting point for the undercarriage, which will go into the bottom of the engine later. They mount to the underside of the wings on each side. Then the engine fairings, using these long slopes in olive green, which are at the moment unique to this set, go on each side, and they will provide support for the tailplane, which will go across the back. There are two kind of trapdoor pieces which allow the cargo bay to be opened and closed both from the back and the top. The tailplane itself is made of plates and some curved slopes and attaches between the two struts at the back. And the two fins, of course, attach either side. Next we come to the landing gear. This is made of a number of Technic pieces and of course some wheels and tyres. There's just one nose wheel that goes under the bottom of the fuselage, and the main gear has a set of two wheels each, supported by a single strut that attaches into the bottom of the engine housing. Once installed, this allows the plane to stand on its undercarriage. And of course, as they're wheels, then the plane can roll backwards and forwards. Now we come to the two engines themselves and the two impressive propellers. These are made using a set of plates, curved slopes, a snot brick and a Technic brick with a Technic hole in. That allows a Technic connector to be pushed in, which then allows the propeller to be attached to the front of the engine and to spin quite freely. The engines clip on rather nicely to the front of the wing, line up nicely with the fairing behind. And that allows them as a play feature to be demounted quite easily just by pulling them off. The plane itself is finished off with this specialised cockpit piece, which has its own windscreen insert in transparent light blue. And that just fits neatly onto the front of the plane. There are also three stickers that provide a bit more detail to the top and sides of the cockpit. To finish off the set, there are a couple more minifigs and some accessories. There are two female minifigs. There's this one with a blue jacket over a dark brown top with blue trousers. She has long wavy brown hair and light flesh coloured face and hands. And the head has two alternative faces. There's a fairly happy looking one and a very worried or scared looking one. The other minifig, I assume, is meant to be the pilot. She has a khaki coloured flying jacket and olive green trousers. They have kind of fairly mid-length hair. They have a dark brown face and hands. And the head also has an alternative face. There's one that looks reasonably okay and another one that looks rather worried. There's a small pallet of equipment which contains a spanner and a torch and a fire extinguisher. The equipment pallet is just the right size to slide into the cargo bay at the back of the aeroplane, where it's held by the lip of the rear door, and that allows you to close both the doors on the cargo bay and be held securely inside. It's good that all three of the minifigs can fit into the cockpit of the aeroplane, with the kind of seating area just behind the pilot's seat. And of course that still allows you to put the main front of the aeroplane back on with the minifigures inside. So that's the build completed. I really enjoyed building this set. The flying dinosaurs are a pretty unique and quite impressive creature for a Lego set, even though it uses a lot of specially moulded parts that don't have many Lego features. It still packs a lot of detail while providing some Lego connection points. This model is meant to represent the Fairchild C-119 flying boxcar plane used in the movie Jurassic World Dominion, but it's heavily adapted to use standard Lego parts such as the existing fuselage pieces. It is similar to some previous models of cargo planes that LEGO have created, but for this one they have adopted a colour scheme similar to that used in the movie, and I think with the grey fuselage especially, the end result is a very pleasing design, with its twin engines, the two booms and the two tailplanes. I like the twin engines and the large propellers, which of course spin very nicely, and I think they're in proportion to the size of the plane. The specially moulded cockpit piece I think appears in a couple of other sets but looks particularly good on this aeroplane. The twin tailplanes work really well on this aeroplane, and of course they allow for the cargo hold to have the ramp at the back and the wide opening top cover. There are some nice play features with this set, with the demountable engine cowlings and undercarriage, and of course some of the equipment you might need to put out a fire in the engine and indeed try and repair it. I think the dinosaur and the plane combination together are great, and they're both eminently swooshable. As I said, I don't think this really fits into my Lego city, but it's a great set that I really enjoyed building. So I'm hoping that normal service will be resumed fairly shortly, and I'll be back to building my mocks and developing my Lego city. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Bye for now.